Yo, what is going on, Steeler Nation? We are back with episode 306 of the Steel Factory podcast. I am joined solely with Junior today.
What's going on, guys?
Little one-on-one for this week 1 49er preview. How's everything, man? How we doing? Well,
I'm
pour myself a glass here.
Okay. Of
Oh,
some iced
shit.
tea.
I got on the terrible top. What else do you want on the terrible top? As long as it wasn't my laptop. It's hot as fuck here in Pittsburgh. I didn't let you go. How's everything? It's like 92 or some shit.
Shit, you have AC?
No, dick.
Fuck. Yeah, it's brutal. I'm feeling good. Everything's going well, you know?
Happy life, yeah?
Basically.
Yeah, everything's been good. Football's fucking officially here, dude. It was good to see. Well, I wasn't at the game. I'll be there this week at the Pitt game. Fun to watch. But yeah, football's in full swing, dude. We had a whole weekend of college football. Now we're ready for some NFL. I probably won't be watching that, the Chiefs and Lions game on Thursday night. But yeah, football's here. And we have the 49ers coming to town Sunday, 1 p.m. What are the initial thoughts before we start diving into everything that's happened the last couple of weeks with the roster?
I mean, more than anything, I want to know if you're going to flip your tickets, bud.
All right, here's the thing. So there's like a student ticket thing that's like super exclusive. Like there's only 100, right? And they're $50, students only. So basically they text you whenever they go up and you have to like probably reply as quick as possible to buy it. So like my Ticketmaster is linked to like my phone. So it has my card already on there and shit. So if I could get that $50 ticket and flip my Niner ticket, I'm sitting like in section 145 too. Pretty good seat. For like 400 or 500, fuck it, dude. And then put all that money on the Steelers money line. Cash out.
Yes, sir.
Bro down. Was that South Park episode? The fucking
Bro down.
what is it? What's that one website where you could just get donations and shit? Oh, Kickstarter.
Yeah. And it's gone.
And it's gone. All right. Well, I had something funny happen to Chewy. I want him to be here to tell the story, to tell the tale at the USC game for a week. I think they played like fucking not San Jose. Who was before San Jose State? Some random ass school. Anyway, I think it was San Jose State. But Chewy has a story. That was the first on the notes list, but we'll carry on. So yeah, roster deadline was last week. We missed that. Everyone's traveling, whatever. But yeah, Kevin Dotson got traded. Kendrick got traded. Any quick thoughts on that?
I think I mean, it's just going to tighten up our line rotation. I think there's going to be a lot less questions about who the starters are. And I mean, it's good. We had a lot of, I think before it was like, okay, we basically know who's going to start. And then we have these kind of odd ends here that we don't know what to do with. But it looks like we got rid of them. We got a nice little bit of draft capital for them. Then they were probably going to get cut, to be honest.
Or benched. Kendrick Green was on the way out for sure. Dotson was probably going to be like buried on the depth chart.
Yeah, no, I mean, we got something for him. So, again, the con artist making moves.
A lot of moves. And like we did last year, we used a day 3 pick to move up in the first round. Same thing can happen. Exactly. We stockpiled a lot of day 3 picks now. And then I think the main headline on the roster cut day was Gentry getting cut. I think that was the main thing we brought up on this show, was how many tight ends we were going to carry. Chewy was the one saying Gentry was gone. I was refusing to believe that. I wanted to think that maybe we would carry 4 tight ends because one tight end was technically also a fullback. But yeah, we just let him go.
Gentry ended up on the Bengals practice squad.
I saw that. That's weird, being on the practice squad like in your 6th year or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, well, you got to stay in the league, dude, so fuck it.
He's got his pension already. He's fine, dude.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
And then we signed a cornerback from the Texans that didn't make it past their day. Was it Desmond King? I should really have these up. I forgot. Really excited about that. I think he was once an All-Pro or at least a Pro Bowler, and I think he should really shore up our nickel corner spot. And I heard he could also play safety. That kind of got buried in all the news, I believe. But yeah, good moves by Omar Khan. Really just tightening up the roster, leaving no holes, because that was the main hole too. Another thing too, you could bring up, maybe we don't have a good nickel corner. Also, uncertainty in who our starting corners are. But if Patrick Peterson and Levi Wallace are good to go, that should be all set. But yeah, nickel corner was the main question mark, and we really shored that up. There's no holes on this roster, right? Is this the best roster, Steelers roster, since blank?
Ooh. Okay. Probably since. When was the last time we had all the B's together?
17.
17? Yeah, probably then.
I would say that team, but we lost Shazier and it was downhill. We have the middle linebackers to back that up if one of the starters gets injured out for the year at this time. Maybe we don't have as much talent, high-end talent, like all-pro talent on the offensive side. I think if we make up for it with the all-pros we have on defense, though, this time around, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it's at that time it was kind of unfortunate how the cycle goes, you know, like oh you like have this elite offense basically, but your defense is shitty, right? And then right now, like we've had this elite defense for the past couple of years, and our offense has been dog shit. And this year it finally feels like okay, they're kind of lining up together, and we might be able to make a decent little run, especially these next couple of years with Kenny and his rookie contract and that flexibility that gives us.
Yeah, it really comes down to how well Kenny's gonna play, how much he improves. I personally thought we'd see a little step this year, big step year 3, just because how like his progress was in college. It kind of took him a while, but from training camp, from preseason, I think that might be this year. And everyone knows I'm the biggest fucking Kenny Pickett supporter on the show. I think actually I'm willing to change that prediction to it coming this year, because I was ready to say he probably have like 19 touchdowns, like 9 interceptions this year. I'm thinking 25 plus touchdowns, with another 5 rushing, and then probably like around 7 or 8 picks.
Yeah, I could see it. That sounds about
That's
right.
not me. That's not me pumping shine. That's just the truth.
Yeah, that's a minimum.
Minimum. That ain't no guess. Anyways,
this is Kenny's floor now.
Yeah, like you said, like this is probably our best roster since 2017. And it a lot of people are changing their opinions on us. We talked about that a lot, and I think that'll really do it for our roster now. We kind of flip over to the Niners. You probably have a lot more knowledge because what happened yesterday?
I was gonna say one more thing just regarding our overall roster. No, I mean, just that, dude. People are getting excited about this team. Like Peter Schrager on NFL Network, he was gassing it up, dude. There's been a lot of guys that are, you know how like especially media personalities in general, you know, they kind of make their personality like one of their takes for the year, right? Like they're always gonna kind of go back and like right around now, you know, in the last couple of weeks is when they plant their flag on like a take that they have for the year.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people are starting to.
Schrager and Brandt. Brandt has been a lot on Kenny this offseason. Now Schrager's really put it in on us. I feel like nationally you'll see, okay, yeah, this team's a playoff lock. But here in the city, people are saying Super Bowl. Like, if we don't win a playoff game, they'll be surprised and disappointed here. Nationally, yeah, playoff lock for sure. And then in the city, we're thinking, yeah, we're going to win this division. There's a lot of confidence on the radio stations and all the media, the Twitter, fucking Steeler Twitter. They're fucking pumped for this year, for this roster. And I mean, I'm one of them. I'm fucking one of them, dude.
I mean, all that sounds pretty ambitious. I don't know if we're going to win a Super Bowl. I don't think we have the. I don't like. There's just teams that are a lot better than us.
I'd say we have the depth. We probably just don't have the high-end talent, especially when this is an offensive league. I know Pickens could just fucking be who we really thought he was, and not we wouldn't be waiting like we would be like we're thinking maybe next year. You know what I mean? Give him another year to develop.
It really depends. Like it really just depends on health more than anything, right? Like the teams in the Super Bowl, a lot of the time are
They're
just
lucky, dude, and they have
are the
depth too.
luckiest and they are the healthiest teams, right? So
Right.
maybe we end up in that that what the middle of the Venn diagram right there. We get lucky and we're healthy. Like
Also,
who
strength of
knows?
schedule. We have the seventh easiest schedule in the league right now. I think we
I
were definitely top half and on how hard it was last year, and we won 9 games with TJ being injured and Kenny coming in the middle of the year. It has to be better this year, right? It has to be minimum 10 wins.
I
I'm
think
thinking
yeah.
12. We'll get into our schedule prediction or our yeah record prediction later, but proceed.
No, yeah, just like I was gonna say, it has to be higher than last year. Like we're just simply a better team. Our players have progressed nicely, and it's a better team. It's an easier schedule. That just that that equates so easily to at least 10 wins, at least 11 wins.
We'll keep getting into this discussion, especially leading up to our first like AFC North matchup. Like, how many wins is this division going to take? You know what I mean? Um, but I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about our matchup here. Headlines going in are the Niners and who they're missing. Bosa deal not done. George Kittle has not been able to practice with a hamstring, I believe. Have you heard anything else? We can start talking about the people that are actually going to play too. But what are your thoughts on those two guys?
I mean, Bosa's huge. He's a defensive player of the year candidate. Like every year, he's a massive
Won
talent.
it
So
last year. Led the league in sacks last year. Yeah.
exactly, like if he doesn't play, like that's a huge like miss, right? That's gonna be really nice, especially considering where he would line up. I think,
He lines up both sides. I've heard left and right.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like he's just a versatile player who's gonna like target your weakest guy. So I think it's gonna be a huge miss. Kittle, I don't know. The Niners offense is a little bit more interesting. Like Kittle's obviously one of the best tight ends in the league, just from an athleticism perspective. And he might not like put up crazy numbers like Kelsey, just because the Niners offense is so like stacked. There's so much talent all over it, right? McCaffrey, Ayuk, Debo, and then those are the main guys really
The
that we should.
mains. I mean, those are
The
that's a good enough lineup to probably be the best in the league. And yeah, they got to the NFC Championship last year. These guys have been Super Bowl contenders the last 3 years, 4 years.
Exactly. But I mean, again, it's kind of like, are you gonna be a believer in Purdy, or are you gonna say this guy's a seventh round pick and there's a reason he was scouted as such?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at. I mean, we could go into what our matchups are going to be. Like, what do you want to focus on? Like their running backs, their running game versus our linebacker, shit like that. But mine is T.J. Watt on their right tackle, who has no resume whatsoever. I think he's been in the league for 4 years, has started only a few games. I don't know if he's a journeyman or what, but their their anchor right tackle from whatever years past. I think he's on the Broncos now. So they have this random guy coming up. And you can't tell me TJ Watt is going to be the reason we win this game, because he will be. Especially a guy like Purdy, um, a young quarterback, not a lot of experience. You don't really know what you're going to get, what you're getting out of him, as you've been elaborating on. I think, yeah, the game is going to be won by TJ Watt because of that.
Yeah, the Niners offense is it's really all about like how decisive a quarterback can be, right? Because Shanahan just makes it so easy for people to get open and to create a lot of yards after catch, and it's exactly why like they have the players that they have. They're just like freak athletes and like incredible skill players, right? And why they value them so much. So like them getting McCaffrey last year was a huge deal, and I think the fact that like dude, if you think about it, McCaffrey came into the Niners last year and he was amazing. He was great. Like he was exactly like what you'd expect, and they just slotted him in, right? But like now we have an entire offseason of Shanahan really getting to create an offense around McCaffrey, create an offense, basically centered around his best players, and that's going to be really interesting. I think the Niners offense has always been potent, and I think especially now, it's gonna be more so than ever. Um, you got to remember, like, I mean, Purdy, he hasn't actually like lost a game that he's played in its entirety. So it's gonna be interesting, and the Niners are a crazy good team, right? Like they went into
Yeah.
the NFC Conference Championship last year, and they put up a good fight, at least as good as you would expect, given the
With McCaffrey
circumstances.
playing quarterback, yeah. I mean, for a
Exactly.
team that has been as solid as the Niners, there's a lot of question marks right now. And a lot of that relies on the fact that their quarterback is a 7th-round pick that's only started like 6 games, right? 6 regular season
Exactly.
games. I mean,
Exactly.
I don't want to just say a Purdy's dog shit, just because I'm going to come off as cocky, but really we just don't know enough yet. Like Kenny played like his twice as many games that people still don't know what they're going to get out of him this upcoming year. And that same could go on them. Yeah, Shanahan is really good offensive coach. But also too, they have a new D coordinator on the Niners side. I don't know how much of a factor that's going to play just because that defense is solid overall, right?
Yeah, they have probably one of the best defensive lines in the
Alfunga
league.
is really good. Yeah, they added Javon Hargrave, who we're familiar with, of course. Oh, the one that got away.
Yep.
But this is a really good matchup, and the Steelers are -2.5 right now, I believe. And a lot of people are predicting us to win this game, so much so that I don't think it'd be that much of an upset if we were to win. But overall, too, yeah, I mean, everyone brings up how crazy our week 1 games have been. We're going up against a team that's been in the championship game before, the year before. And this one's no different, except it's at home. And that really gives me a lot of confidence. And also, too, this is probably the best team we've had personally out of the ones we've had the last 3 years, going up against the Bills and the Bengals, now the Niners. So if you're ready, I think we could go into score predictions, or unless you have something else to add.
I get one last thing. I personally don't believe in Purdy. I cannot believe that there are as many Niner fans out there that are actually like all in on this guy and who genuinely think like, oh, this is the fucking guy, and we're gonna turn it around, and he's gonna get us over the hump. Especially when like before Garoppolo, Shanahan didn't do shit. Like he was having 500 losing
He
seasons,
was on the
and it
Browns.
exactly. Exactly. And Garoppolo comes in, and he finally puts it together. The offense starts like looking good, and I'm sure Shanahan's become a lot better of a coach and play caller, in the last few years and stuff. But still, like Purdy doesn't is honestly not that great of a talent. He does have his like upsides and stuff, and it is his decision making skills, and that paired with a Shanahan offense where decision making is everything is like a good thing, and it's a really good match. But at the same time, like you're gonna naturally hit a ceiling, and it's always gonna hit. Like you're gonna run into a quarterback that's a force of nature. You're gonna run into like a team that has players that are a force of nature, right? Like a Mahomes, a Josh Allen, a Jalen Hurts, a Lamar Jackson,
Kenny
a Joe
Pickett.
Burrow. Oh yeah, soon. Trevor Lawrence, guys in that caliber. You're gonna run into teams like that where they have that extra gear to kick it into, like even
The it
against these great
factor, you know what I
defenses.
mean?
Yeah, and it's just not gonna. It's almost like you're just like they're gonna hit. They just have a lower ceiling, even if the floor is as high as it is.
Also,
And
too, we're
I
forgetting this guy's coming off like a torn UCL. He had surgery. I think he's been on a pitch count in training camp also, too. I don't know. I don't know how much of you want to call it a pitch count because it is preseason and you don't really play your starters a lot. Also, too, they're buying him so as much that they're not really playing him, dude. They were willing to have this whole Trey Lance experiment once again and have that headline their preseason and training camp as opposed to giving Purdy the reps. You know what I mean? Because he didn't get the starting reps last year, just like Kenny didn't.
dude, hot take. I'm a hot take right now. Purdy is not gonna finish the season, and it's not because he's gonna get injured. It's because he's gonna get benched for Darnold. Hot. I'm serious.
No,
Hot take.
I would not be surprised if that happened. Especially just because how many quarterbacks Shanahan goes through a year. Sounds like, and that's a knock on Jimmy just getting injured every fucking year too. But yeah, I'm ready for a score prediction. Dude, it's too bad Chewy's not here. He's always the voice of reason, right?
Yeah, I don't know where we're going.
You want to go first?
I'm gonna say 20 to 17. No, 21 to 17.
21-17. I got a nice 24-16. Pickens touchdown, Najee touchdown. And how about a Kenny keeper for our 3 tutties?
Respect it.
I respect it, Dick. Yeah, it's just gonna come down to, like I always said, like the defense just allowing, the bend but not break. Allow field goals whenever that they have a drive. Maybe create a turnover or two. I had a thought that just left my mind. I mean, yeah, we're at home, dude. Like, first home opener in 9 years. Ticket prices are fucking insane for this game right now. Dude, Pittsburgh is going to show up for this game. This is going to be the most fucking electric atmosphere of all time. And you're telling me Brock Purdy's going to fucking come in at Acrisure Stadium and beat us? Fuck no. Fuck no. And when are we coming back? We're recording this Sunday night after the game, after a win?
I get, yeah, fuck it. Is
Oh,
it?
fuck it.
Do we have a Sunday night game? The fuck?
What do you mean?
No, it's a noon game, right?
It's at 1 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah, we're coming back after and recording this. Day of. I said who's going to score like a touchdown? I had my touchdown predictions out. Who are yours?
I'm going to say Pickens and Warren. He's going to punch it in.
Warren. And then who's going to be your MVP of this game?
MVP? I'm going to say Deontay with 7 catches and 104 yards.
I said Watt was going to be mine because I really like that right tackle matchup. I think he's going to shut it down. Force a fumble, a couple sacks. And then on the way out of here, let's do our record predictions for the season. We don't necessarily have to go by game, but we've looked at our schedule throughout the whole year. We know who we play when we play them. Without giving away the games, what do you think we are? Did you bring up the schedule right now?
I'm looking at it. Hold on a minute.
I am too. No, don't worry. I can bring up mine right now. I mean, when I went down the list, I saw 13-4, but I'm just gonna go ahead and give us an extra game or take away an extra game just because we have that. We always have a hiccup down the road, and also too because I'm a homer, so I'm gonna say 12-5.
I'm gonna say 12-5. I could see 12-5 very realistically. Like, I think the Jaguars probably gonna beat us. Patriots always play us tough. Belichick might pull something out. We're gonna split with the Ravens and Bengals. And then there's probably another loss in there somewhere else.
One of the West Coast games for sure. Probably the Seattle game. That's what I had.
Yeah, Seattle's gonna be tough.
But yeah, I think that'll do it. Any other thoughts? Oh, how's your fantasy team, by the way? I wanted to have a topic on this, but I feel like that's another day for Chewy if he's here.
What do you mean, my fantasy team?
How are you looking?
Good.
What did you get?
Good. I got a nice little team right now. On the Fantasy Pros website, you can like hook up your like league to it, right? Like it'll like pull up all the data for your league and all.
What's the projection looking like?
My team's number 1.
Hey, go fuck!
I have the best team according to Fantasy Pros before anything has been played.
Oh shit!
I have I have Jalen Hurts, Josh Jacobs, Jamar Chase are probably my three biggest heavy hitters.
No,
Um,
that should be set.
yeah, so right there, I mean, I feel like any one of those guys can pop off for a crazy game, and I mean, so does Fantasy Pros. They believe me. On the ESPN one, they have me as the number 3 team, but I'm a trust Fantasy Pros since it confirms my narrative
Right. And it's always about what confirms your narrative.
naturally.
Naturally. All right. That'll do it for the show today, episode 306. We're fucking excited. I'll be at the game. If you see me, say hi to me. I'm just fucking around. You don't know who the fuck I am. Anyways, that'll do it for today's episode. Any other thoughts, Junior?
No, I'm feeling good. I think this is gonna be a fuck. It's fucking sick. Football's back. We're
We're
fucking
back and we're out. No. What else?
That's it.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we're out.